Okay, good evening and welcome to another sit down with your favorite artist Knut Andre Vikshåland. I hope you will give this video a thumbs up and leave a comment. Tell me what you want to see, what you think of my story. If you have any questions, just ask. Now this is a follow-up video to the first one was 2 years ago. Where my prison story, and another one last year, my prison story, because tonight would have been the first night I slept in my studio after spending a year, 365 days on a low security prison in Norway, because I was stupid enough to make a lot of guns and gathering guns. I always loved guns, so I broke the gun laws of Norway, I think it was 80 times or something like that. And I think it was kind of overkill, sentenced to 365 days to think about my transcriptions, is that it's called. So yeah. I just wanted to make a follow-up because it's kind of an anniversary for me. When I went, as I tell in the first video, or first part, when I came out, I had this plan of, because I was writing in there a lot and I was doing a lot of thinking, a lot of soul searching. I also was totally heartbroken when I went in, so that made, of course, the stay burn a little bit brighter. Being heartbroken, they take your phone, you can't communicate, which is probably a good thing in hindsight when I look back on it. Yeah. And when I finally got my phone back and went on to permission, I saw that my ex had found herself another dude, and I gave up and kind of walked away, and that was a good thing. Some shit has happened after that and stuff, but you know, it was a good thing that I actually was in jail and could actually kind of do the worst of work in there. And then I met my new girlfriend 7th of May on my third leave from the place, and we are still together and doing great. She's the nicest girl I have. Probably no, I wouldn't say. Yeah, she is basically the nicest girl, with a couple of other girls I know that I had in my life, which is also very, very nice girls. So I don't wanna, but I didn't fall in love with them or want to be in a long-term relationship with them. So, but this one, you know, we are. So that's a good thing. I tell about this in the first videos, how it happened and stuff. So if you want to hear that story, go back to the first my prison story. And also back then, when I made the first video, I only known this girl for half a year, and since I had such a kind of heartbreak before that, I was kind of skeptical. And I've been a little bit wary, you know, as she said also about me, because I have this very outgoing personality, this kind of more alpha. I've always been a womanizer, I've always been out there, and she was afraid that I was going to change, you know, because everybody can do when they call it the moonlight period of a relationship, which is lasting for a while, and then people just change. But we never changed. I never changed, and yeah, it's just a good match, I would say. So yeah. Anyway, what I was going to talk about was how am I doing now compared to when I got out? Because when I got out, I was just hypomania. I was going to do everything I haven't done for the last 20 years. And I'm not going to do any mistakes at all. and I'm gonna wake up in the morning, half past like I did in there. I'm gonna go to work. These are my prison clothes. You see that in the first two videos. You see all the things I painted in there. I was the prison's painter and did carpenter work and stuff like that. And I really enjoyed it because I just put the radio on. I had my coffee and my tea and my ruminating. And I was just doing repetition work like it was a great painting every day. No problem. Just give me something that I can repeat and repeat and repeat, and I can ruminate, and I just go out of there. And when the work of the day is finished, I just had some, maybe I was fasting or something, so I just went to exercise, or I went to dinner, and then I used the rest of the day to draw, write, and a little bit of socialization in there, because there was a lot of nice people. I talk also about that in the other videos. And in many ways I miss it. In many ways, as I told my girlfriend, I wish I could gone back there and been in that situation, that focused, but have her and a little bit of freedom. You know, a little bit of more freedom, but not too much. And so I could be that focused again. So that is basically what I'm struggling with. If I should say I'm struggling, that's the only thing I'm struggling with. It is my ADHD, and it is my hypomania, and it is my procrastination, and it is the thing getting started. I haven't managed to go back to that schedule, because it was a forced schedule, and that is probably the best thing for me as a person, to be forced to do something. As when I was a welder, when I was young, I was forced to go to work to get paid. And I went to work and I took the welding mask down and I was welding for 8 hours, and then I was finished, and then I went to my exercise and stuff like that. And it was a simple, good, focused life. As an artist, I wish I could have had more of that now, because I know that I didn't actually believe that I could be capable of having kind of order and structure and stuff. And the year I was in there, I was very structured. And I thought I was just going to take this right out of it and put it into my life. And that has been a struggle. And that is something I struggle with, because I'm so easily distracted. And I'm working on that. The first year, I was first very hyperactive, and it's very typical for people who have been, they say there's a limit there for a year, and then you get some post-traumatic stress. So after the first year, or after a few months in the first year, I noticed I couldn't get anything done, and then the lights just went out, okay? And I had trouble with focusing on anything. And then I made a new video last year and talked about this. And this year, since last August, has been just trying to build my back to normality again. And I had just had an exhibition, and it went pretty well. I made a lot of paintings. My economy is better. Not perfect, but better. And I'm just now gonna work slowly. I'm gonna do like Jordan Peterson say, clean your room, okay? This table is always a mess, and it reflects the mess in my head. So I need to start. I remember when I was in there, we had this Friday, we stopped working at 12, and then we had a cleaning day. So we cleaned our rooms and fixed everything, and then we went to dinner, and it was just perfect. So I should pick one day, like Friday or maybe Saturday, and just clean and maybe exercise. And that's what I'm going to do that day. Clean, exercise, girlfriend. Period. No work, no pressure, Nothing. Just do that. And then maybe have the because I'm going to write my memoirs, you know, when I was in there, I'm going to write a memoir about it. It's going to be called 365 Days Heartbreak and Punishment, which is a nice title, actually. I haven't started yet, but I have, when I was in there, I was writing like crazy. I have 1,500 pages with handwritten stuff. This was the first one. And also a lot of letters to the ex and stuff. And I'm not going to use that directly in there because I'm not outing anyone or something. But I want to tell the story of how I went from being basically maybe a little bit too high on myself. Also, I had some depression, which maybe led to all the guns shit I did. Because when I'm depressed, I kind of need some soothing, and I get very easily addicted to stuff. It can be anything. I've been addicted to things you wouldn't believe. One time I was addicted to listening to BBC World Service News 24/7. I just couldn't put on music because I needed to have the 24 the news going. And now it can be videos or on YouTube, it can be anything. So it might be cut off now because there's not so much battery left on it, so I just maybe have to do it in two. So that is basically my update. It's like 10 minutes now anyway. It's my update that what I'm still struggling with, and I'm gonna work on this like crazy. It is basically finding a good rhythm. I'm happy. I have a great relationship. That is very nice. I also hope we're gonna have some children someday. Maybe that's gonna be my last prison. 20 years of thinking about other things than myself. Maybe that could have been a good thing, but we'll see what happens. So I would say that summa summarum, now I should just start doing the things that I'm planning. I'm also going to use a lot of time now to finish a lot of work I haven't finished. I started some paintings in 2014 and I just need to get this done. Clean my room, finish everything that is not finished, like commission works and stuff, and just take control. Have a I go back to basically doing a carnivore diet with some vegetables to kind of keep myself lean, and exercise, make love, and just live. I had this quote on my wall from Marcus Aurelius when I was inside, and it says, when you rise in the morning, think of what when you arise in the morning, think of what a precious privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love. And that is exactly what we should have. Memento mori and amor fati. You have to accept how you are. You have to accept the situation you're in. And if you want more depth into the story of my prison story, please go to there's 2 videos. I'm going to post them in the description and you can see them after this video, and you can hear the full story. So if I should say something, what I learned aftermath is that things aren't that easy. You can't just change like this. You have to spend time on it. You have to do it slowly. And don't hurry. Because I always want everything to happen now. And that's my biggest problem. I need to use the same technique that I use in my paintings. Touch over time leads to change. Don't try to change everything at once. try to change it slowly. And accept that you don't necessarily get it right every single time. So with this, maybe I'll make a new video next year and tell how life is. And as I say, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, tell me what you think, and go watch the other videos. So now I can relax and just do my work. Tell me if you want to see more videos like this where I talk about topics on life, on existence and everything. Yeah, and this is actually some of the drawings I did in prison. I'm just going to show you like this. There's also, I show all my works in the first video, so go check it out. And I'm also going to make a video on my prison art, which I will post in a while. But for now, this will be it. So this is how it is now. Things are on the up, and I'm looking forward to a great future. Okay.